Dire Team's turn to ban. Radiant Team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. I'm fine with waiting and all, but let's go! Reserve time. Dire Team's turn to pick. Radiant Team's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant Team's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire Team's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Feeling those icy tendrils? Radiant Team's turn to ban. Dire Team ban. Radiant Team ban. Dire Team's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
The Kiev major open qualifiers is the last semifinal of the day between Whistling and Veggie's eSports Club. I'm Pitching the Game. Thanks for joining me again. This is game number 2 of the best of 3. CCNC went off in the last one to give Vegetable Esports the start that they needed in order to win game number 1, and we'll see if they do more of the same here.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know if they're changing their draft a whole lot here. They do ban out the Storm Spirit again, and they don't want to get good. So they're going to be taking those heroes out of the draft, picking up the Warlock and Sand King for themselves this time, a combo that Vegetable Esports had on their side, except for the Sand King. The Sand King was on wheel in the last match, but the Warlock switches sides this game around. Meanwhile, on the side of Vegetable Esports, they're going to ban out Ifrit's Ember Spirit. Definitely something to be feared if it's allowed to go off. What?
Dire team's turn to pick.
Okay, I guess Vegetable Esports think they can run the gyrocopter a little bit better than Wheel did in the last one. I think that it was pretty evident that the gyrocopter did not have too much of an effect at all on the last match. It can be strong, perhaps into the right situations, but it's just not a very good hero right now. I mean, you even saw that Ifrit went for the Aghanim Scepter early on him, and it still didn't really do anything.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe the Vegetable Esports having a little bit more mercy on the Wheel. We'll see what is yet to come, but there's not a whole lot of control right now for the gyrocopter to be able to get his abilities off. And while Call Down is a great ability, it's not as good as it used to be. So we've got a silencer as well for that side and the Abaddon. We saw how strong the Abaddon could be in the last matchup. Doing quite a bit, and they're also going to be able to get the OD for CCNC. CCNC did a pretty good job of not throwing too much in the last match. There was just that one fight at top where maybe he went a little bit too far in and got taken out very early. Still, Capitalist was able to take it back on his Necrophos. But now we have an OD picked up for CCNC, and it's probably going to be Merlini on the gyrocopter then. We'll have to see how they do with this. Wheel picking up the Clockwork. A little bit more control for them. They have quite a few stuns, and their area control in team fights is pretty good right now. To be able to work around those cogs quite a bit. And they're also going to get a sniper. With the Centaur being banned out, this is a little bit strange. They don't really have a whole lot that's going to be able to help out the sniper right now, but in terms of heroes, Veggie's Esports don't really have the hero that's going to be able to jump on the sniper right now. But the Slaughter's still in the pool, and you could definitely get some kind of initiator that goes right for the sniper in the fight. First will be the ban for Vegetable Esports Club. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We are going to need to have some kind of tanky frontliner to be able to create the space that Sniper needs, but there's a lot more than just the Ursa in the pool for them to pick.
10 seconds remaining.
And Wheel, they are down to their last ban right now. So they do have a couple of different ways they can go with this. Abaddon may or may not be a support, could be an offlaner, depending on how they want to play this. I would probably suggest him to be the offlaner just because he does match up pretty well against the Warlock. And will just ban out the Disruptor. A very strong support, and does make a whole lot of sense to take that out here. We'll take care of that and keep on. Alright. It's surprising that the Juggernaut even made it to this stage of the draft, but it can be a very a very strong hero nonetheless. And the last pickup here for the Radiant side, played by Vegetable Esports, is going to be a Pudge. So we're going to see a lot of hooks with this one. Hope to have a little bit of fun with this match. Meanwhile, we'll be able to make it into game number 2 of this best of 3 set. Veggie Esports, one win away from their first qualification into a closed qualifier. It definitely affects some of their casting jobs. At the the qualifier hub. But
10 seconds remaining.
I'm sure it would be a great feeling for them to be able to qualify. I'm sure CCNC is going to have to try to have a really big effect in this match. Now, a lot of teams like to pick up a Juggernaut, one faced with the OD or a Lifestealer as well, just because you do have that immunity to the arcane orbs. So we are entering the well, we're in the 13th hour of broadcasting here, and we're about to surpass that in about 13 minutes, and I don't really see the game ending before that either. And Wheel, they're gonna have to win this one to bring it back into a 1-1 tie for this series, so we'll have to see how Blitz does as that roaming pudge. Cap playing the Abaddon, of course gonna be CC in the mid lane with the OD. That silencer handled by Frempo, and finally our Gyrocopter will of course be played by Merlini in the safe lane. Clockwork is going to be Derp. We've got boots on him already. Juggernaut will be played by KVH. Looks like he's going towards bottom to start. Layla at top. That's going to be the Warlock. They're actually going to put Ifrit on the mid lane sniper. He's definitely gone off on the hero before. If you don't take care of this early, it's going to be difficult, and the Pudge is going to be aiming most of the hooks at him. And finally, Sand King, played by 2017. They're going to send him top. At bottom, we got KVH and Derp ready to come out of these trees, and they're going right for Mirlini. They're going to be able to do some good damage with the battery assault, but KVH has to get there a little bit faster and wasn't able to get in range for the Blade Fury. The thing about that is they've got two heroes trying to chase after a Gyrocopter. One of them has to be right next to him to get the battery assault. The other one has to be right next to him to get the Blade Fury. So, well, Frempo's going to do a little bit of harassing damage to get KVH out of there. And they're actually going to go right back in. Derp moving really fast with the boots. KVH just a little bit slower at 305 move speed. Derp will be able to zone them away. And with that, Veggies eSports know that they can get the bounty rune over at top. Oh, are they actually going to find someone here? Frempo playing with fire. Well, he's not playing with fire. Fire already got knocked out of the qualifier, but you know what I mean. Fire will have to get into the second open qualifier, as may the loser of this match as well. Great, trying to play a CCNC. We'll get the creep denied on him. Generally, Sniper is a pretty good matchup for the OD, and you can see him being very aggressive in the lane right now, almost daring OD to use the Astral in prison. At top, we've got Blitz zoning out 2017 for now, trying to win the battle with the Caustic Finale, which will eventually hit on the Blitz. A lot of damage from the Rot. Will just be looking to regen back up with the Tangos. And there's going to be a lot of pressure placed onto Frempo as he tries to go for some pulls. Same with Merlini, who is kind of vulnerable in the early game as a Gyrocopter, so that's why Wheel decided to put the aggressive tri-lane versus him. Just tries to make sure that his early farm is decreased greatly, and 2017 still in a lot of trouble, and Cap and Blitz, they should be able to do a huge amount of work against him with both the slow from the Curse of Avernus as well as the slow from Rot. So if they can get both onto him at once, he's definitely going to be in a really bad spot. Will be forced to Burrow Strike away, which he's still at level 1. Not really able to do that at all. Right, Shield gets taken off of Cap. Do some damage out into 2017, who does now has a level 2 for his Burrow Strike. And Merlini, he's running the wrong way here, trying to juke around the forest, and Layla's going to be stopping his exit from the trees. A couple more hits from Layla are going to do it, and that will be the first blood. Layla takes it. He kills off Gyrocopter at bottom, who was just really outmaneuvered there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So that's going to take the Gyrocopter off the map for a couple moments here, stop his farming, but he gets right back over there, and already with a little bit of harass to KVH with the flat cannon. Layla's going to go over and pick up a double damage rune for himself. Very happy to find that, and they might try to make something happen off of that with the Clockwork. Has the boots, of course, and is still moving around with the battery assault only leveled. Again, with the dominance of the Abaddon in the top lane, Gonna allow Pudge to rotate over to mid, and Ifrit in a lot of trouble looking for the hook, trying to dodge around it. Blitz just faking out. Oh, he's gonna be able to hit that one, but here comes Derp. Nice cuts to keep Ifrit in, but he just kind of misses a little bit. And Ifrit, he's forgotten about here. He could have turned around and tried to do a little bit of damage to CCNC before he ended up dying. That was really where most of the damage was coming from. Now Frempo in a little bit of trouble. Rocket Flare, that's a double kill for Derp on the mid lane. Nice rotation by him. Should be some good levels coming his way as well. He's at level 3 with his full contingent leveled up. Sniper's going to get back to mid. Prayer just stays there with his healing salve and just arrived a little bit too late. Merlini's still trying to get some work done. With the rotation of the ports, he can feel a little bit safer against KVH, who can easily be harassed out by Frempo. Still looking for the vision to kill him though. With Layla coming back in the lane, it's not going to be as easy of a task as it was before. KVH moving along, taking the creeps out at bottom, and still Abaddon is being really aggressive to 2017. Still has the burrow strike up. Cap just going so far against this, and even if he does get the burrow strike through, is going to have to be careful of the A5 shield popping, which it does. They're luckily not putting the damage onto the Sand King. A lot of runes are being controlled by Hui right now, but Cap is dominating this lane. CCNC is doing great at mid over Ifrit's Sniper. Derp, he's ready to get a little bit more. He's taking so much this map, and they're keeping Pudge out of it. Maybe tries to deny himself here, and he's not going to be able to get it. That last hit of the battery assault, the Burger Radio shout, is going to kill Pudge. Talking is hard when you're casting for nearly 13 hours. 2017 gets back into the lane. He is continuing to sit out there, but Derp comes with the battery assault, and there's only so much that Cap can do about this one. He doesn't even have the mist coil to be able to deny himself, and that's also a situation where it would be difficult to get it off because the battery assault keeps canceling the animation of mist coil, so you just see an Abaddon derping all the way as he tries to get that ability desperately off. So it probably wasn't going to be able to get a deny off anyway. So, meanwhile, Blitz with the gank onto Ifrit. Gets a nice hook onto him. I don't really see Ifrit being able to survive here. Just puts down the shrapnel, and the Aspirin Prism will make sure that the sniper dies. He did go a little bit far from it, and Ifrit gets the cogs out onto CCNC, who tries to get away, but he's not going to be able to. Really need to stay in the middle of that anyway, just to avoid the procs from the battery assault, but they'll be able to turn around the mid lane gank again and take the gold advantage. These rotations and Derp, like, even as a roaming support, he's at level 5. Doing extremely well with these rotations. Top 2017 really has to get something happening here. He's at level 5 himself, trying to get as much from him as possible. Just dodges that hook from Pudge. Well, I would just call that a miss, but we can see that he had skill and dodged it. Pudge is going to find 2017 with the burst breakthrough, picking up the bounty rune. And oh no, he walks right into that hook. Blitz finds the kill, but now here comes the battery assault from Derp, and he takes Blitz down with it as well. Capitalist would go in with the A5 shoot a little bit, but only so much he can do in that situation. Yeah, the assassinate on the CCNC. As soon as Ifrit sees that Asper Imprisonment go out on the lane, meanwhile we do have the gank on bottom. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But again, Merlin's just going to fall right over. They keep the pressure on him, which is so important when you see the Gyrocopter trying to farm bottom, and he's just not really having a very fun game at all anymore. So back to the mid lane. Whenever Ifrit sees CCNC use the Asper Imprisonment, that's definitely a big license to go right for the Assassinate onto him, since he knows that the damage is going to actually hit. Trying to get the Asper Imprisonment into a hook, but they're going to go right for the Burrow Strike, pulling 2017 over. They tried to get 2017 over, or CCNC out of that. And a nice take of the Assassinate, actually. Epicenter doing a lot of work in the mid lane, gonna secure 2 kills. TP comes in from the silencer, seeing if he can get anything off the back of this, but Capitalist, his borrow time is already down. Ifrit wants to go for this one. Assassinate also available, but he's just got a little bit too much health, or effective health, to work with the A5X shield being propped there. Just trying a little bit early, trying to get back to the top lane with some full health and mana. Derp in 2017, they are ready again to go for some gankage, and Merlini thought he could escape it here, but he's again going to get rotated on. Maybe he can try to get out through this path, but he's going to have to start right now. And there's a burrow strike. Battery assault is there, knocking some range creeps as well away. It's going to make sure that most of the battery assault lands on the gyrocopter very easily, killing him at top. Back at bottom, Omni Slash on the front bow, easily killed by KVH. So KVH isn't even happy with that kill. This was like, man, that was boring. We are doing a whole lot better in this match, and this is looking a lot like their quarterfinal matchup versus Kakas. They absolutely dominated games 2 and 3. Game number 1 did not go their way at all, but then they came back in 2 and 3, and perhaps that's just their type of team. Like in a best of 3, they're gonna always come back after the first 2, which is a little bit weird when most of the tournament has been best of 1 throughout. So they go over here. Capitalist with the assassinate. It's gonna take the AF shield off of him, do a little bit of damage there. And Veggie eSports, they want to try to take this tower down. Blitz always ready with the hook. He's going to try to stay out of the shrapnel for now, avoiding some of the damage. He'll go around through the trees, playing with the vision so that the sniper doesn't know when the hook is going to come, but he decides against it for now. Top, this is still going in by Layla in 2017. You wouldn't really think that combo would be too great at taking towers, but they're going to go right for it. Ooh, hook shot off the mark from Derp. Just a little bit behind Merlini. He needed some vision for it, but they'll decide to go in with the battery assault anyway. And they're going to use the blade mail in case Merlini wanted to do a little bit of damage. Moving to the back of the cogs, as Derp actually just solos him down with the cogs on their battery assault. Alright. Cap has gone top to try to stop this push from Wheel. Pops the borrow time there as well, as 2017 is not really doing any damage to it at all. Waiting for the borrow time to pop, and well, it is going to be eventually A5 shield taken off of Capitalist, and he's taking a lot of damage from this one. Maybe he can get the miscoil off in the 2017. They need a little bit more damage, and he is not going to be able to deny himself. He's actually TPing out. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Did know that the A5 shield was back up for the Abaddon, so he didn't really want to take too much damage there and possibly get killed, so he just plays it safe and TPs back into the base. Perhaps thought he had enough damage as well with the Caustic Finale that he would just be a cool guy and TP out right after he gets the proc onto him. Newsflash, you're not that cool, Sand King. Oh, Derp, he's going to find 2 inside the jungle, and this might be a little bit more than he's trying to get. Nice hook out to get Frempo out of trouble, but another hook out is going to go in, putting the silencer right there with a lot of damage. Silencer Ultimate gets used to try to keep himself alive, but nice K offering onto 2. They're not going to kill Frempo just yet. Where's that Fatal Bonds onto? On the Blitz. I don't know if it's onto any creeps at all. So they're not going to be able to find the kill on the Frempo, but a lot of those Veggie heroes taken down should be able to let the Wheel team push onto the top lane. Meanwhile, tier 2 also being taken by KVH will force out 1 TP by CCNC. Can't really take him down with the Omni Slash, as he always has the Astral Imprisonment to try to defend himself. Abaddon has to be super careful here. Cap has so many A5 shields. 2017 comes in a little bit late with the Burrow Strike. Not going to be on the mark on the Cap. That's going to secure the tower. Meanwhile, though, Derp, he's found Cap, popping the borrowed time, taking some of that damage back there. Nice Burrow Strike on the 2, though, by 2017. And the Assassinate does take out the Abaddon. They're also going to be able to kill Frempo with the Golem chasing him down. Juggernaut, instead of going for bottom, he's going to be trying to take the mid tower, with CCNC showing up to try to stop this push. 17 getting away from the homing missile right now, and he does get stunned. Here comes a nice hook, but Derp in the middle of everything with a beautiful hook shot, and they're going to take out all of it inside of the enemy's call down. That's a twofer near the Radiant Shrine. And they're also looking for a little bit more. CCNC gets hit with the Assassinate and slowed down by the headshots of Sniper. Does CCNC actually want to go too hard here? The enemy team is showing up, trying to get that tower. He probably isn't even going to be able to do so. Okay, finally he does. And well, he's going to have a little bit of fun here, doing some shit talking as he dies. Oh well, CCNC. I don't know if he's actually trying, honestly. Just wanted to get that tower. And, well, he does force KVH off of it for a while, but Just gonna be a tier 1 trade with the OG going down. Don't know why I'm still showing last hits, because that's just dumb.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Going to allow Ifrit to take the tier 1 tower, and the build continues for him. If there's anything on the courier, yeah, he's got the
Where did Radiant's middle tower go?
got the Dragon Lance with the Blink Dagger being delivered for the Sand King, I believe. And with that, KVH will continue to take care of these creeps at bottom and can keep the farm going. Sand King with the Blink Dagger looking for someone he can try to take down. See if anybody's on the back line's capital, so he can't get away. The Rocket Flare, they had a pretty good idea of where he was, even though the Rocket Flare didn't necessarily give them vision of that area. Cap trying to get away. He's in a lot of trouble right now, and he's definitely not going to be able to survive. Borrowed time, but he's going to be kept in the cogs anyway. He got most of his health back, but just a very small dream that he has to do a little bit of damage to the Wheel Squad. They'll kill him eventually. Look at all those assists. 4 people getting involved in a kill. Makes for a very long line at the bottom left of the screen. Derp still moving in. He's only at level 9, even with how aggressive he's gotten on the map. He's 6-0-9. That's ridiculous for a Clockwork at 14 minutes into the game. It's 3-20. You've got the Burrow Strike onto CC&C. The Sounds Ultimate does get used, and they'll be able to get the Astral in prison, keeping the Derp Clockwork there for a couple of seconds. At bottom, Merlini, TP away. We do have some damage out on the Ifrit, who is about to fall to the Gyrocopter in the middle of the call down. Wasn't really a whole big chance of him trying to stay alive, especially with a Dismember going out on him. Nice hook by the push again to the back lines as Soundstar buys back. Merlini could be in some trouble. Burrow Strike is not available with the mana that 2017 has, and they'll try to back up. Capitalist and Frentho chasing them for now, but they've got to be really careful with how they decide to spend their aggression. And the Juggernaut is... Where is the Juggernaut? Yeah, he's part of this push. Healing them up with the healing word. They'll get the Burrow Strike out on the Capitalist again, forcing him to use the borrow time to get back. And I believe he actually used the Miscoil a little bit after the borrow time, so he's not going to get as much healing from it. 2017 with the blink away from the hook. Does not want to get hit by that. And they will be able to back up from there. Maybe it's just a bait. The Gyrocopter illusion is still okay. Okay, KVH, you don't need to throw as hard as Vegetable Esports are trying to right now. Derp does have the Blade Mail going, and he's kind of stuck in there with the shop. And he's going to get the hook off a little bit before the... Okay, just missed hooks galore there. Tried to get a hook shot over to Layla, but wasn't quite able to do so. He's just moving too much. And Veggies get a couple of kills to make their way back into this game. QEON Tower about to be in a lot of trouble from Veggies as well. They're pushing in behind with the smoke. Maybe he's still not really getting involved in the fights too much at all. The only thing that he did was put an Omni Slash onto an illusion, which gets him some gold, I guess, but it's not really all that good at all.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
2017 though, he's still hanging out at mid, making sure that the creep wave pushes out, and Ifrit's at bottom as well. Make sure that some good damage gets on the tier 2. Looks like that's where most of the aggression is going to go for Wheel. Still taking that tower down, and he's trying to keep the creep wave pushed in. There's not going to be any kind of tower trade response from Veggies at the moment.
Radiant's bottom tower
Do have some at top, but there's not really too much of a considered effort there. And look at this positioning from Wheel, making sure that Veggies cannot push into that bottom lane at all. Have to be very careful that they don't get initiated on there either.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Wheel, they do push through the tier 2 tower. They get a little bit more. Mid is pretty available for them. Do they have any vision of anything else? No, there is a Gyrocopter on the high ground, and 17 starts to go over there. He finds Merlini. That would be a great Burrow Strike target, and the hook shot comes in. It's going to hit onto the Ancient Creep, and Pudge is going to get Derp out of the fight. Merlini in a lot of trouble though. Taken very well with the Assassinate, but okay, nice deny by Merlini with the Rot. It's going to keep himself from giving any gold to the enemy team.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
Just going to lose a little bit for it, but the push can still continue mid for Wheel. Push still dead for 10 seconds. Ifrit starts to work on the tower, but he needs a little bit more help from his team. And again, KVH is still farming. He's just like, screw my team. I'll keep getting some gold for myself. My 17 very far in. And actually have to TP back to try to save himself, and he TP's all the way back to his own base, so he's got absolutely no interest in continuing to push this. Pudge gets there looking for a hook, but Blitz is not really going to be able to see any way that he can hit with that. And we've still got Wheel pushing around. They're still very far ahead here. Ahead by about 12,000 net worth. XP is around 7,500. And Veggie's eSports, they're still looking for a couple of ganks. Whenever they see someone on the map, they are rotating over to try to take care of them. Making sure the lane stays pushed out. Bottom's been pushed in pretty far. Seen a lot of success from split pushing teams today.
I'll take your tribute.
AVH making sure that he keeps his farm going as he tries to do just that. On his way towards the Maelstrom. And CCNC is just really trying to work out the farm. He's picked up with the Helmet Dominator. Will make him a little bit more tanky here. Kind of an interesting pickup. Something that you don't generally see on the OD, but maybe something that they feel that they need. I think he's had that for a while with the Centaur roaming around the map. And looks like Gyrocopter going for that side gunner as well. Really, he knows that he wants those guns. He's gonna be building that up pretty soon. Again, his farm is just not very good at all with the terrible early game that he had. Let's see if they can find any kills here. Layla has found CCNZ, who gets slowed down. There's also going to be the Fatal Bonds only onto him. But 2017 finds him with the Burrow Strike. There's also the Clockwork there, trying to see if they can get the hook shot in. They're going to use the upheaval to slow CCNC down a little bit. He gets away from the battery assault, but he's slowed down so much here. Silencer Ultimate is there. CCNC keeps getting, looking for the hook. Can Derp come through? Yes. What? What? How did that miss? He's going to get pushed away all the same, and the hook is not going to be there. I have no idea how that actually missed, but in any case, Blitz is going to fall. Terrible fight for Vegetable Esports. Capitalist with the borrow time gets a full sack of health rather, but it's not really going to help him too much. Still getting blocked out by the Sand King. Shrapnel going to go to the high ground. There's the assassinate right into the middle of the aphotic shield, and
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I don't know. I don't even know what that was. KVH pushing in top by is lonesome. Maybe got to push into mid for Wheel. Take a couple of kills after that fight. 1,700 gold after it as well.
Incoming!
And, well, Wheel, they still have a tier 2 tower to take in the mid lane, so they want to try to take care of all those possibly before they make any more pushes. They'll go and, I guess, try to shrine up before they do this, so.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
So they'll go over, pop the shrine, maybe think about Roshining eventually. What does KVH do? He goes and picks up his Maelstrom. This guy's still farming. I don't even think he knows that there is a Dota game going on right now. I think it's just PvE, farm the creeps. He's gotten 2-0-4, so he's not died yet. Trying a couple kills on the map. And okay. Not as good as his Clockwork though. Derp's been going off this entire match, and well, there is going to be an assassinate onto Merlini. Clockwork on the high ground. It's being a menacing presence. KVH show. He's found some more creeps on the map. He's like, yeah, I got some creeps. They're at the bottom lane, making sure that that stays pushed out, keeping me getting some money. I like to get money. It's just kind of what he does. He's not really. I mean, he gets involved sometimes. Oh, nice hook shot to the backside for Derp. Is he actually going to be able to kill Merlini here, who can't use literally any abilities with that Blade Mail still there? And, well, Gyrocopter will be killed off as soon as that Burrow Strike comes in. Capitalist on the backside just comes through. People is going to make it difficult for him to move around, and, well, he does manage to move a little bit after the upheaval, but he's taking a lot of damage here. They're forced to use the shrine to get him back up. Fortification gets used. still the mid tower is getting pushed. Wheel might decide to go over there. Nice hook in on the Clockwork, but he's already used the Blade Mail. The Silencer ultimate doesn't stop that. Can they pull him in once again? They've got another hook in 3 seconds, looking for that positioning, but 2017 is so ready with the Blink Burrow Strike. They're going for the hook, not going to be able to find it onto anything. Didn't even hit a creep. And Wheel definitely want to go in once again. Another hook shot up in 5 seconds. Here comes the epicenter going right for CCNC, who doesn't use the Astral in prison. Is going to get hooked over to side by Blitz, trying to keep himself safe, and Blade Mail's already been used. Gyrocopter taking a lot of damage from this one. CCNC in some trouble. Clockwork is going to fall. That's his second death of the game. CCNC healing up thanks to the Shrine, and he's actually going to keep himself up for now. Tier 3 tower has fallen. We'll decide to back off after it, and without the Clockwork, I guess they're going to back up. They go right in for CCNC though, and he is receiving a little bit of healing, but not enough from the Cap. Merlini just walks right in, and there's only so much he's going to be able to do. Cap down, Rack's about to fall. The other Racks that would have to be taken is top, because there's still a tier 2 tower in the mid lane. We'll continue to get some hooks out here. Dismember out onto the Sand King, and he's staying alive, but he is going to eventually fall. And Pudge denies himself again. 2,000 gold the way of Queel, and KVH, he's going to figure out that there's still a tier 2 tower in the mid lane, that if he wants to take another tower, he's going to have to be the top, but they're going to call it GG there. Vegetable Esports are sick of this game, and they're going to let it go to a game number 3.
Dire victory!
That, Vegetable Esports and Wheel are going to be taking the distance here in our last semi-final of the night. We're hitting 11 p.m. on the East Coast, 13 hours on the stream, and we've got a little bit more Dota for you guys coming up. So thanks for watching. If you want to follow me on Twitter, follow me at PithyLagoon or on twitch.tv/PithyLagoon, and we'll have some more Dota action for you coming